Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gloucester Rugby and welcome to the stage your MC Nick Hill! Thanks. Yeah, probably the most apathetic welcome tonight, but the best looking audience I've seen for, well, about half an hour to be quite honest, which is great. Are we well? Okay, listen, before we start, right, I've just got a few announcements. Okay, we've got to go through this. In the event of a fire, you've got two exits. You can go back, yeah, call the fire brigade, thanks for that. You can go back the way you came, but use the stairs. Please don't try the lift, because that will be blocked off. If you can't get out that way, we've got a back passage over there. Yeah, come on. I know tonight it might be the first time you're experiencing that, but give it a go. Is that all right? I've just got to make one other announcement, okay? As strange as it might seem, this is a spoken word performance, which means the acts are going to talk to you, right? That doesn't mean whilst the acts are on, you've got the God-given right to fucking talk as well. So, what's going to happen, right, and this is perfectly fair, and I'll just put this out there so you all know, so it doesn't come as a surprise. If you cannot control your mouth and you feel you have to talk during the acts, you'll have a little tap on your shoulder and be told to be quiet. If you continue, the big security guards will grab you by your hair, most of you, and take you out. Is that okay? Just because, you know, just so we all know where we stand, so it doesn't come as any surprise. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Nick Hill. I'm your MC tonight, and basically my job is just to chat to you and introduce the acts. Is that okay? So I just need to work out who's been to this gig before. Give me a cheer. Yay! Ooh, loads. And who's never been? Yay! Oh, Charlie, you put your hand up. That's so polite. Thanks. Okay, so what's going to happen tonight? We've got three fantastic acts for you. So I'm going to talk for a little while, then we'll have your first act. And then we'll have a break for about 25 minutes, and during that time you can go to the bar and get a drink. And then we'll have a second act, and then another break, and then your headline act. Is that okay? Brilliant. So some of you got here really early, which was great. You two guys at the, where are you? You two. There. Yeah, you were in at 6:30, weren't you? 6:30, that's brilliant. If you want to go to the bar and get yourself a drink, I'll buy you a drink for being in that early. That's brilliant, mate. You've been sat there looking bored shitless, to be quite honest, since that time. If any of you are worried about, you know, getting some ice for your drinks, don't worry, because this fucking table down here have nicked it all. You must have come in pretty early with your ice bucket. How many bottles of wine have you been through already? Just the one? Well, there's 2 there for sure. Have you been tucking into that wine well? You haven't started it yet, but you fully intend to. That's nice, that's brilliant. Okay. Can I just do a quick shout out for demographics, because I've been watching you coming in, and we've got quite an old audience in tonight, so just give me a cheer if you're under 50. Yay! Right, now give me a cheer if you're over 50. Yay! Right, so who said, fucking hell, no, we're not old, listen to that. So can I just have the over 50s again? Yay! That's quite a lot of energy for you, isn't it? That's brilliant. So, what with Viagra? Yeah, that doesn't make your voice harder though, does it really? So what we're going to try and do for the over 50s is finish by about 8:30, because they're probably going to be asleep by then, aren't you? Which is nice. Also, I just need demographic-wise, so give me a cheer for Gloucester. Yay! Oh, quite a few. Stroud. Yay! Oh, a bit muted. And just raise your 3 hands if you're from the Forest. Look at that. Have we got a few? Are you from the Forest? Yes. Whereabouts in the Forest are you from? Where? Did you say Tewkesbury then? Where are you from in the Forest? Where? Oh, Lydney. Okay. Oh, so you're not too. Have you left your ball outside tonight? That's good. So what's it like being in a proper town? Is this your first time to the big city? Lydney. You're very welcome. Fucking far more welcome than anybody. Have we got any Cheltenham people in? Yay! Really? Oh, that's quite unusual actually. How many are from Cheltenham? Is it just this table? That was very polite, wasn't it? 1, 2. And you just put your little hand up there, which is for 5 of you. So we've got 5 from Cheltenham and 265 from Gloucester. We've got 2 from Lindley, but probably by the end of the night that'll be 20. Gloucester people are lovely, aren't we? Would you say we're a caring community? Yeah, I think we are. And somebody said to me a few weeks ago, Nick, doing what you do is dead easy. All you got to do is stand there and read out what's going on in the local news, right? And I want to prove to you that Gloucester people are caring. Did we all see, just before Christmas, that story of a homeless couple sleeping in a tent at Wingate Sports Ground? So nobody reads the fucking paper. That's good. Right, so basically there was a homeless couple sleeping in a tent at Wingate Sports Ground, and a few people wrote into the Citizen about it, and I think this shows how caring a community we are, right? So Jordan Ellis wrote, "They can stay with me if they likes. It puts my tenancy at risk, but at least I'll sleep at night knowing they're safe and warm." That's really nice, isn't it? It's really nice. Tim Cook, slightly more middle class, I feel. Well, it's a tent. I've not stayed in a tent, but it should imagine it's quite cosy. It's a pop-up tent from Tesco's. It cost them 10 quid. But my favourite comment came from Rob Birch, and I don't know, is Rob in tonight by any slim chance? Even if he was, he's not going to admit it. Right, this is Rob Birch, and this shows how caring we are in Gloucester. Well, they're probably breeding in there. In the worst case scenario, one of them dies and they can eat each other. That's just vile, isn't it? Does that sort of thing go on in Lindley? Do you eat each other? You fuck each other, don't you? I don't know why I give the forest a hard time. It's a magical place, isn't it? It really is a magical place, because you've got Puzzle Wood, which just completely surpasses anything we've got in Gloucester. I know we've had some fantastic films made in Gloucester, but Star Wars, come on, that takes the biscuit, doesn't it? And I don't know if you know this, but the makers of Star Wars want to create that famous bar scene where Luke Skywalker walks in and sees all those weird and wonderful people, right? And they want to film it in the forest, right? And to be honest, they can walk into any fucking pub in Colford on a Friday night. So, I don't know what sort of Christmas you had. We got anybody doing dry January? Really? How's it going? It's going crap, is it? Yeah. I'm doing dry January. Well, I say I'm doing dry January. To be honest, I got smashed on Prosecco Christmas Day. Had to go to bed at 4 o'clock. So for January, I'm still drinking. It's just my wife and I were not having any sex. That's gone completely out the window. So we got into where we're coming up to the first week in February, and I've been quite surprised we've not had too many celebrity deaths, have we? Not really. I know we had George Michael, which was a shock to all, and it has been pointed out that he died as a result of a sex act involving a chocolate bar gone wrong. It was a careless whisper. Fuck off, that's staying in. I don't care. And all we've had die this year is, and for the older ones amongst you, the over 50s, you'll know this is Peter Sardet. Do you remember him? Under 50s, you'll think it, not a clue. And we've obviously had the guy from Hello Hello, Gordon Kay, who's sadly passed away this week, which was tragic. And there's, I don't know if you know this, but there's a website which you can go on called Death List, right? And Google it when you get home. Right, now, on this website, there is a list of celebrities who are predicted to die this year. Right? It's a little David Attenborough. No, he's not on there. It is a little bit harsh. Kirk Douglas is on there. He's 101. I think that's a fairly safe bet. Dame Vera Lynn, she's 100. Right, the Duke of Edinburgh, he's 93. But the one that upset me most of all, John Noakes. Who? Yeah. Oh, Katrina. John Noakes, he's 83. Right? Yeah. I know. Where did that time go? Who is he? Right. How old are you? Just out. You're 40, and you have no idea who John Noakes is. He was a Blue Peter presenter. Oh, right, nothing. I've got to be honest. I had to look at this website, and I'm just fucking grateful my name's not on there. Because it could be arranged, I'm sure. Next year sees my 60th birthday, and that scares the shit out of me. Because I'm thinking, I've got nothing really to look forward to. There's a few benefits, right? The only benefit I've got of being 60 next year is, in the comedy community, there's all sorts of competitions you can go in for. Open mic acts, best English comedian of the year, but they tend to be for young sort of kids, skinny jeans, check shirts, big hair type thing, right? There's nothing for us older people, apart from the Silver Stand-Up Comedy Award, right? Now, to qualify for this, you've got to be 55 and over. Tick 1. They sent me, yeah, great, thanks for that, hooray. They sent me the information through, and I've got to be honest, I don't know whether they're being considerate or taking a piss, really, because they put on it, the heats will take place between 6 and 7, right? Now, either they're thinking if it finishes at 7, that gives them enough time to get home, or they're thinking if it finishes at 7, they can all listen to the Archers, because that's what old people do. Right? But the thing that's done it for me, they said, please note, the finals will be held at Pete's Pizza Place. The finals will be held up 2 flights of stairs, and there is a step going into the building. Right? Now, in the UK, there's 64 million people. 10 million have arthritis. 700,000 have rheumatoid arthritis. Right? That affects 1 in 6 people. There's 20 acts on the bill, so I've worked out at least 3 of those fuckers aren't even going to be able to get into the building. One of the acts on the bill, and again, for you under 50, this will mean nothing. I looked at it, and they've sent all the performers coming through as a guy called Peter Purvis. Yeah. Right, so Peter Purvis, he was another Blue Peter presenter. You've never heard of him. What a sheltered life you've led. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be fantastic if it was the Peter Purvis of Blue Peter fame, but unfortunately it's not. He's something to do with the legal profession, he's to do with the Queen's Counsel. But in his spare time, he's a psychodynamic counsellor. Right, now I didn't know what that was, so I've Googled it, and apparently he gives advice to comedians whether they want it or not, right? Now I've got one of those, but she's not fucking here tonight. She's not here as a result of an accident, because I don't know whether this is just a woman thing, but because I'm quite little, sometimes I can't see out the passenger's side window. So if we pull up at a junction, I might say to her, is it all right if we go? Right, and I need to point out at this point she is Welsh. So I get, yeah, I'm halfway across, if you're quick. Is that a woman thing? You're looking at me like, say, I do that. Do you? So she's not seen the funny side when the Eddie Stobart lorry smashed into the side of her. It hasn't. But she's one of these women who she has to be right about everything. That's all of them. Yeah. That was very quiet and subtle, but so true. And I just before Christmas, I got really bad stomach pain, so crippling. I had to go to A&E. Waiting 4 hours, and they just gave me some tablets, told me to go home and see the doctor. Right? So in between me going to see the doctor, my wife, who just, let me make it quite clear, has not gone to medical school, right? She was convinced I had gallstones, but for 3 fucking days, all I had was, you got gallstones, you have. It's gallstones. You see the shit you eat, it's gallstones, I'm telling you, right? Man, in my ear, you got gallstones. I went to see the doctor. I said, look, just before we start, I've got to get this off my chest. I said, my wife has got no medical training whatsoever. However, she does know how to Google. Is convinced I've got gallstones. And the doctor just laughed and said, you haven't got gallstones. So that's great. But we'll send you for an ultrasound. I went for an ultrasound 2 days ago, and the nurse said, Jesus Christ, that's the biggest gallstones I've ever seen. Followed up by, they're the size of a baby's head. Right? I thought, the size of a baby's head? And she meant, no, in the womb. It's just in the womb. right? Now, I had to go back home and tell my wife this, and even with all the scrubbing and the bleach, I still can't get that smoke fucking look off her face. It's just impossible. Bless her. So, right, I think I've done enough for that, because your first actor's got to get the train back, so he needs to come on and do his stuff. So as I said, we're going to have your first act on, and then a break, then your second act a break, and the final act. Are we all right with that? Yeah. Okay, so what we'll do, when I say go, if we could maybe start the clapping down at that end of the room, bring it all the way through, make him feel very welcome. The lovely Joe Wells, start the clapping!
How about a round of applause for your MC as well, Nick? Isn't it great?